Hi, my name is Daniela Venables, and I am going to be doing my persuasive speech over how everybody should have at least some experience in the restaurant industry for once in their life. Alright, to start off, have you ever wondered how a restaurant works or why restaurants seem to go through a lot more workers than most places? Well, part of that could probably be the stressful setting and it being so high paced with customers coming in and out just eating. I will first be going over how all hosts and expos and runners can be important, and then I will be going over the servers and bartenders' jobs, and then I will be explaining different types of benefits in the restaurant industry. So first, in my experience as a host, an expo, and runner, they are very important, even if they seem like it's a no-brainer job. First, you see the host. That is the first person you come in to see because they are who seat you. You walk up to the host, and if they are cranky or in a bad mood or just don't care, then that breaks your entire meal with your family or whoever you're there with. But if they are all happy and upbeat, then it works out. You get sat, and then you go to the expo. Then you see your expo. Well, they're in the back. They are training your meal. They are making sure that every meal has everything it needs. It has the ketchup, it needs mayo, or anything that you asked for with your server. They make sure if you're having steak that you get a steak knife. They put everything on that tray, and then they give it off to the runner. The runner then runs the food to the table. Now this is important as well because they need to know the table numbers and which table it goes to. So if they go to the wrong table, it really breaks that as well, especially if they're starting to put down the food. As soon as the plate hits the table, it's dead. So if it's not that table's food, it's gone and it has to be remade. But if they do bring it to the right table, then everything's set and ready to go. After they put down all the food, they need to make sure that you have everything you need, that you have the silverware, that you have anything extra that you thought of that you might need with your meal. Now, for this, there's a lot of disrespect with the hosts, food runners, and the expos. They often get called no-brainer jobs. Yes, it might seem pretty easy sitting people at a chair or at a table, and it might seem pretty easy putting food on a tray or running that food to a table. But sometimes it's not, especially with those people who disrespect. We have people all the time telling them that they can get a different job, and they're disrespectful by not saying, hey, yes, that's my food, or coming in and wanting to seat themselves as the host is right there to seat you. This is what brings me to my first reason of why people need experience in the restaurant industry, is dealing with the unpleasant people. Now, my second main point, the job as a server or as a bartender. First, I will start off, according to the NRA, there are $782.7 billion in restaurant sales. This all comes to the servers and the bartenders. They are who make these sales, because when you sit down to eat, this is who you're ordering your food with. They're there to make sure that you know all about the appetizers, all about your meal, and all about the desserts. So with all these restaurant sales, without these servers or bartenders, you wouldn't be sitting down and eating in this restaurant right now, and they wouldn't be making that much money. Now, that also brings me to the thought catalog through the blog that I read of bad tipping. Now, most people don't always know this, but it should definitely be known that servers and bartenders are only getting paid $4 to $5 an hour, for the reason that they are also getting tips. When you leave that extra $10, yes, that does go to your server, but that is what they are making hourly. They are not really getting that $4 to $5 because they are getting taxed on that. So when you're going into a restaurant and you're thinking about not tipping because you don't have enough money, maybe you should think next time before you go out to eat without enough money. These people are working hours upon hours, and coming from a server myself, I'm working about 10 hours a day, and if I'm not getting tipped, I'm mainly working for free especially when you're getting taxed on those tips. Because even if you rank up your bill to $100 and you're not tipping, I still have to claim that $10 off of there. So that does look bad, but that brings me to the review of my second reason why everybody should have experience in the restaurant industry. Bartenders or servers is learning to please multiple people at the same time while making that hourly wage. Now my third main point. The benefits of working in a restaurant. Yeah, it might seem high-paced and it might seem stressful for those servers or those hosts and all the disrespect, but there are benefits. There are 1 million locations in the U.S., so it is very easy to get a job at a restaurant. There are 1.7 million new restaurant jobs by 2026, and this is according to the NRA, which is the largest food service in the world. And even though I read a blog on the Thought Catalog again, it was the unpleasant setting with the high pace and it being stressful for the workers there. Yeah, you might seem like you might not want to work in this setting because of all the disrespect that comes upon them. But if you think about it, you are making a lot of money. It's really flexible with your hours. You're able to take time off within 2 weeks in advance, which most places, working Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, you don't get to do that. So there are a lot of benefits to working. To review that third reason why everybody should have experience in the restaurant industry are all the benefits that you get while working in a restaurant. Now, to conclude, I went over the jobs as a host, expo, and runner, which are important even if they seem like a no-brainer job. And then also the job as a server or a bartender. Even if they are only making that $4 to $5 an hour, you still need to make sure that you're tipping because they are there to make that money and to have those flexible hours. And then, which brings me to my last main reason, which was the benefits. You have over 1 million locations in the US to look at to find a job in the restaurant with over 50 different types of positions that you could be in. And then next time, when you are thinking of picking up a second job or making a little bit extra money for your family or just for you in general, maybe try walking into a restaurant and filling out an application there. And it's nice because you can only work about 3 shifts a week or 3 days a week if you'd like. All right, and that is my persuasive speech on working in a restaurant at least once in your life. Thank you.